Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Asian Seller Podcast. I'm your host, Meghla Bhardwaj. And today's episode, we're going to be talking about selling on Amazon. And I'm going to be interviewing a real Amazon seller who's based in Singapore. Please welcome Raj. Hi, Raj. How are you doing?
Hi, Meghla. Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks a
Yeah.
lot for joining me on the podcast, Raj. So we've known each other for a couple of years now. I think we met maybe on a Facebook group first and then,
Yeah, I think in the
right?
meetup or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we met again in Hong Kong at Global Sources Summit. You had come over there. So the reason I wanted to get you on the podcast is to share your story a little bit about, how you started selling on Amazon. What are the challenges you faced? What are some of the things that you've learned along, on your e-commerce journey? And sometimes, people think that Amazon is a get rich quick scheme and all you need is just one product and you'll be making millions of dollars in, just a couple of months. But that is just not true. This is a real business. This requires a lot of hard work, a lot of patience. There's so much to learn. There's so many different aspects of the business. I mean, this is still a business. This is still a good opportunity. It can still make you good money. I mean, compared to some other businesses, this requires less investment, but it's still a business nonetheless.
Yeah.
So awesome. Okay, so first of all, Raj, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? What is your background? Did you have a 9-to-5 job previously? And how did you start selling on Amazon?
Yeah. So basically, I'm a mechanical engineer and I was working in an American company in Singapore. And it's a 9-to-5 job. And I was working with this company for 16 years. And after some time, I got feel boring because it's doing a routine job every day, go and it's like a mechanical line. So I'm looking for some change, and the company reached the saturation point. So there no much changes happening there. So I decided to quit my job last year in 2018 September. Then I took a break completely with my son, and after a long working, and I took a break. And January, then. I explore for opportunities. I'm interested in the trading business. So in 2017, actually, I was registered my company in Singapore, which is basically a general trading and engineering services. Because basically, I'm a mechanical engineer, so I engineering manufacturing companies from Singapore are moving out to Southeast Asia. So I thought I can give some support to them, like a project management or kind of things. So that's the reason why I registered my company in two categories. One is general trading and engineering services. Then I focus more on e-commerce because I saw there's a boom in e-commerce market. Then I focus on Amazon. Was my first start actually.
Okay. So did you take a course when you started selling, or like how did you learn Amazon?
Yeah, because I don't have any background from business, so I was looking for anybody teaching business, how to do business. I was searching, and I started with a Google and saw many YouTube videos. Then I founded one in Singapore, which is Singapore Indian Chamber of Commerce. They running actually a red pill program they call. So you can anybody can join. It's free, and they thought not about the Amazon, but they thought about the whole business, how to do the business from scratch to end. And so I joined the program, and real CEO come down every week and teach us the lessons. And he very strict mentor, and he give homework, you have to do it. You bring any idea, then they will try to turn into a business model and see whether you want to go into that or it's not a good idea, something like that. Yeah, that was my first business courses attended for free, and
Okay.
come to Amazon, and I attended one course in Singapore because I need many mentors, right? So I go for the course, then get some ideas how to do the systematic. Yeah, so I attended a course in Singapore. That is a 3-day course and taught by one of the local Singaporean. Attended. After that, I quickly jump into Amazon. Yeah.
Okay. So then, after you took the course, how did you start next? I mean, did you start your own private label business, or did you do, online arbitrage? What did you do after that?
After the course I took, and it was so excited, and because so much hype was given during that course, and then anybody can make money, spend 1 hour a day is good enough, all these things. So I just jumped into the pool without knowing anything and not prepared anything. Then after I started drowning. Yeah, so that was some mistakes that happened, and that was the actually the course was good, but they misleading too much on the positive side. The course not talk about the negative side and the challenges part. That was really many sellers, new sellers facing. Not everybody sees success overnight, but this course was not talk anything about the negative side.
So did the course really teach you about product selection? Because that's one of the aspects that people really struggle with, identifying a product that's not too competitive and that is profitable. So did you think that you had a good understanding of how to select a good product?
Yeah, they did teach some systematic approach and putting so many factors. Like for example, you can choose lightweight and small size in the beginning, and they use Google Trends, and they use a viral launch for product research. And but the thing is, once you see the product is a beginning, a new seller, you start to like the product, right? Then you thought
Yeah.
customer also buy it. Then you launch it. Then nobody's buying it. Then that's the problem, right? So they really don't teach the data analysis. Get the data from the how you can look around full landscape,
Mhm.
choose a product, then before you finalizing to go for it, right? That part is what's missing there.
Okay. So then did you launch your own private label brand after that? Did you go all in, or did you start with maybe testing one product on Amazon? What was your approach starting out?
Yeah, 2018. They after I did my course in August, so they started telling me and telling every student that fourth quarter is the best honeymoon period to make money, US market. So everybody jump, right. So I quickly launched seasonal products because Christmas New Year is coming. Then I got Alibaba.com, and I got supplier. Everything was good, and until it reached to Amazon, but no sales happened. And at the time, I no time for thinking about the private label. So just anything, everything I see, I just ship there.
Hmm.
But the small quantities, but not big quantities, because even the sellers, they okay to support the small quantities because the standard items they sell. So that thing happened, and after that, I realized that okay, we need to go for private label. So in 2019, early this year, I actually registered a brand in US through a lawyer in US because I need to classify correctly when I can do myself, but if anything I miss out, again, turnaround time is very high. So I don't want to happen that one. So I pay about $700 for that lawyer to go to study my products and apply for the correct clauses. And yeah, 1 month before it was done. So now I'm a private label.
Okay, great. So, did you also distribute products of other brands, or are you only focusing on private label now?
Yeah, after Amazon, started Amazon business in e-commerce, and I can see a lot of opportunities outside Amazon.
Mm.
The one model I'm working very hard now is go to the trade shows, especially in Singapore, and they're looking for distributors. These companies are coming around the world to Singapore, display their products, and they want to focus Southeast Asia, and they're looking for partnership or distributorship. So in that model, I uh, put my private label to Amazon, and I focus more this side. And now I'm working with 3 or 4 brand owners companies. They're looking for distributorship. So this model really works good so far for me. And Amazon, yes, is still going, but other opportunities, the same knowledge, same efforts, but it's a different other people's brand you promoting, you selling. So this is good because the stock, you don't need to keep so much stock, and there's mutual understanding. They
Right.
share their market analysis with you, and you can share with how you're going to approach your business. And we both are meeting at some point, and yeah, so that's working so far so good for me.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So tell me, as you started your Amazon journey, what are some of the mistakes that you made, when you were just starting out?
Yeah, as I mentioned, I didn't not done the proper in-depth product analysis, right? I just a product, I sort of like every product, right? So the emotional controls me than the data, right? But there is no room for emotional in this business, and that was my number one mistake. And rushing too much without strategic planning. I just go and launch the product. This two was the main mistakes I made in the past.
Mhm. So if you had to do the product launch differently today, what
Hmm.
would you have done differently?
I now I'm doing a very thorough, and I don't because when I launch a simple product, what the problem is, it will invite more hijackers to you. So
Mm,
anybody go and see similar product, they can find it easily, and they also can start sell on your listings. That's where hijack is coming in. So I mean, is this my mistake, right? So I am invited them to sell my because so simple product, right? So now I am taking any product, do some simple modification and some add some variations and add some bundling and if good packaging. So I'm taking at least 3 to 4 months time to develop one product to launch. So that
okay.
will with this brand now I'm had the private label approved, and with these combinations of product development, so IJKS won't touch too much.
Mm, okay.
Yeah.
So, what, in your opinion, are some of the biggest challenges that you face in the business? Even today, of course, starting out, there were many challenges, but as of today, what do you think are your biggest challenges?
Still, IJKS are my biggest challenges. I don't know how
Okay.
they found out, and because it happens on in Canada market, and uh, one IJKS every day he come in my listing in the night and he go off in the morning. So he do every day because then so he taking all my PPC. I'm running PPC 24/7. So I need to pass my PPC in the daytime Singapore time. I mean, yeah. So uh, I see some of the money is going there, and I'm not getting the sales because he took to my package listings and he's selling there. And still, hijackers is number one. After sending some letters, and now he disappeared, but another guy came in now. So it's constantly happening. Even though you have the brand register and everything, still they don't care. They just do what they can. They want to do it. Then the second thing is learning a PPC is really an art, and
Mm,
there is no winning formula for PPC. And you have to spend money. I don't think it's a waste of money, but you have to spend money to learn the art. You can engage third party service provider, but end of the day you should know what they're doing it, right? So that's the part I'm still learning. So these are the two biggest challenges currently I'm facing.
okay. What about cash flow? Is that a challenge as well? A lot of sellers say that that's a challenge because they need to keep reinvesting money into the business, and that becomes a problem because you can't really take money out of the business.
Yeah, that's the thing. Cash flow was totally missed out in the beginning in my when I entered into this business, and after attending the Kevin King's William 10 course, and he talked
Mm,
all the difficulties, all the negative things first before thought the business, right? So it was a really good course, and then I pass everything, and I go back to my drawing board, and I start my things work it out. Now I have proper planning, how to spend my money and where to spend and when to spend, how much to spend. So everything is now a plan, right? So then come to the supplier side, I'm talking increase the inventory turnover. And so, for example, every quarter or 4 times a year, you want to turn around. That's for planning. Then I make it 6 to 7 times. So every time my pay amount will be lesser. Uh, then some of the suppliers I'm working with them now, they are ready to negotiate for the payment terms. So in the beginning, when you go, you have to pay 30 or 70 before the product is shipped. But now they agree to after a reach, I can pay 50 percentage. So that gives me some cash flow management better. And some
Okay.
of the sellers actually they willing to work together as a partner.
Mm.
So I'm working on that model also because it gives more understanding. So I don't need to pay anything. They give the product, we fix some base price, but I don't pay anything. But I will take the responsibility to market and sell in Amazon. So after the profit come, then we see how to share the profit.
Mm. Okay, interesting. Let's talk a little bit about Kevin King's course that you mentioned it.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard a couple of other sellers taking that course as well, and I've heard very good feedback about the content that he shares. So basically, this course is worth almost $1,000 US, and it's currently available for free if you take a subscription of Helium 10, the monthly subscription.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is an 8-week course, and they release modules every week, right?
Yeah.
So you're how many have you done the entire course yet, or have you done some of the
I'm
modules?
I'm completed 50% now, even though I can access to all modules now. But as I said, mentioned, I after taking the course every week, there's a reason why he give 1 week time for you to go back and do some homework, then come back and the course, right? So all the cleanup is I'm doing now after attending this course.
Mm-hmm.
So really, really useful. And now I can see a good shape of my business model. And I really recommend this course because I'm the Helium 10 user.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm getting this course for free. So really worth it. And a lot of informations are there and real information. These are all the total business, whatever business you do, you can apply these concepts, right? Not only for Amazon. For example, cash flow. Any business you do, you need to understand the cash flow as a businessman. So all the basic thing they're teaching us in this course, which is really good.
Okay, that's great to know.
Yeah.
So, in case any of the listeners is interested in buying, in taking up a subscription of Helium 10, we do have a discount code. So, I'll put the discount code in the show notes, and you can go ahead and, if you're interested, you can subscribe to Helium 10. The discount code will, there are two codes. One will give you a discount of 50% on the first month of subscription, and the other will give you a 10% ongoing discount every month. So yeah, definitely recommend Helium 10 and also Kevin King's course. Okay, so running an Amazon business, there's so many different aspects of this business. There's marketing, there's sourcing. You also have to do listing optimization. So there's a bit of copywriting. There's images that you need to optimize. There's just so many things to learn and so many things to do in this business. So, which of the aspects do you find the most challenging, and which do you find the easiest to do?
Easiest thing is I like to analyze the product selection. So I love it. Packaging I like. So everything I do, I like to based on the strategy and the criteria I set for product selection. Once it meets all the criteria, then I go into finding the suppliers. That part I like it. So I like to talk to supplier, I like to meet the supplier and design the packaging and bundling, all these things I like. The challenging part is in the beginning, the scene you do like a PPC management and hijackers management and kind of things. That's the thing is still is a challenging for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for PPC, so are you doing it yourself, or did you have you hired an agency, or did you take a course to learn PPC?
I currently I'm doing by myself
Mm-hmm.
as because I need to learn this because PPC is not just 1 day or 1 month work you have to do constantly, and Amazon changes a lot and changes very fast. Even the 810 algorithm now jump in, and many sellers they told me that their sales was dropped after this 810 algorithm came in. So a lot of things happening, right? So there is no permanent fixed solution for the PPC. So at this moment I'm still managing by myself.
Okay. And then what about things like photography and your listings and videos and all? Do you get those done locally here in Singapore or in China or in the US? How do you manage all of those things?
For the photography, I found the photographer, the professional photographer, the country where I'm sourcing from.
Okay.
That will keep me easy. So because they get the product quite quickly, and in China quite easy because they understand Amazon business very well,
Hmm.
and even they can guide you in some aspects. And so I just tell this for Amazon, they know what to do, how many pictures, for the size, everything. But I go to India or Vietnam, for example, they don't know much about this one, so I need some education there. But I like to work with the supplier, so it's give me a chance to bonding with them and so understand each other more better to work with them. So I manage photography locally. Then I take the raw pictures, and I have a one designer in Fiverr, and I give the pictures, and he know my style, and he know now working with almost 7 or 8 projects with him. Now he know what I want exactly. So I give the raw pictures to him, and he will deliver the Amazon pictures, 7 to 9 pictures. And now I need more pictures because for the brand registry, I have
Yeah.
more space to add in. So now he giving at least 15 pictures per product.
Okay. And approximately how much does that cost you?
5 pictures about 75 US dollars.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so per picture about 15.
Okay.
And for the listing, I have a VA in India. I think you recommended through Facebook. I found through
Hmm.
LinkedIn. I can remember. Her name is Priya. She doing a quite good job so far to me. So all the
Okay.
listings I will she will be handling. She's handling so far, and even I'm talking to her last week to do the EBC for my brand registry.
Mm-hmm.
We will see how it goes in first quarter in 2020.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Okay, great. In India, in case you are looking for photography, we do have someone in the India Sourcing Facebook group who offers these services. So I'm sure you know Aaron Hughes from the
yeah.
India Sourcing. So he
Mm-hmm.
has recently started his own e-commerce consultancy and services. They're called eCommerce Wala. His company is called
Okay.
eCommerce Wala. So yeah, you can reach out to him if you're interested. If you want to get photography
Yeah,
done in
and
India.
also I spoke to Varun 1 week before. Had
Yeah.
a chat, and he started the. He has his own photography setup. Uh, because I saw his WhatsApp status, he posting a lot of videos, pictures with the backpack. Then
Yeah.
I asked him who doing. Then he say he has his own team, and
Mm.
he willing to do for others also. So that's also one opportunity. Since
Yeah.
I know this Varun, I met him, and we know each other. After that, we continue chatting. So yeah, so Varun is also one option.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Um, and it's pretty. I think I haven't checked in the rates and all, but it should be pretty reasonable because it's done in India.
yeah.
So I mean, especially and compared to maybe Singapore or US, it should be relatively cheaper to do it
I
in
think
India or China.
now they also ready increasing the price because
Oh, is it?
yeah, because they know that there's a demand,
Hmm.
and they even talk to Priya, and they say no, come to India means not only cheap, you pay so much to. Yeah, it makes sense to me as long as the content is good and not the US price, but not India price. So we
Yeah.
made somewhere in between.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
good enough. So you also sell on multiple marketplaces, right? You sell on Amazon, and I think you sell on Lazada, Q10. So is eh, is this because you want to diversify your business and to minimize your risk and not put all your eggs in one basket, or why did you do that?
Yeah, because since I'm stepping in e-commerce, it's a knowledge and experience is the same for any marketplace, right? So why you want to keep only Amazon? And now Southeast Asia is booming,
Mm,
and Alibaba is throwing a lot of money to develop. You combine all the Southeast Asia is bigger than US market,
right.
and the buying habit is changing. And Indonesia buying now online. A lot of people start to buy, and Thailand, Vietnam, they all start to buy not only in Singapore. Singapore is a quite small market, but
Hmm.
based Singapore, we can cover Southeast Asia very pretty easily. So that's what I decided to go for Lazada. I tried Q10, but Q10 style doesn't suit for me. It's a bit mess for me. So Lazada quite okay. So I'm into Lazada now, and one of the product from South Korea, I have distributorship for Singapore. So that product is so far selling quite good. So we are planning to expand more in that product. And yeah, then I also started Shopee and Shopify based on my own brand. So this is, yeah, so you have knowledge and better you multiply the knowledge in across multiple platforms, so your risk is reduced. Yeah, that's the main reason why I go into these platforms.
Right. So what issues did you have with Q10?
Qt, even I want to create that. I mean, the platform is not user friendly, right?
Mm.
So because Amazon is more, if you want to create listing very easy, right? You just follow the template very easy. But Qt is sort of thing, and it doesn't suit my style. I not say it's wrong or right, but it doesn't suit me. But I go to Lazada is similar to Amazon,
Mm-hmm.
quite easy to do it. So I like it. Even Shopee, even simpler, very user friendly. So this thing is suits my style, so I go for it and I'm doing it. And Shopify is also is better. Shopify, I'm doing a drop shipping now.
Okay.
Yeah, so drop shipping means I don't need to invest so much money in the inventory.
Mm-hmm.
So it's start to pick up now because the Christmas holidays. Yeah, so I'm thinking for I have some plans in the first quarter next year for Shopify and different stores. I'm thinking to start in eBay early next year.
Okay.
So yeah, so managing all this thing is quite difficult, right? I'm one man show most of the time, and I'm thinking to combine in one software to manage all this thing. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Okay. So does Lazada also offer fulfillment services?
Lazada, there's a two model. Lazada is a marketplace,
Mm-hmm.
and Last Mall is for fulfillment they done by themselves. Lazada can do for you, but Lazada is you have to do yourself, FBM.
Mm-hmm.
Last Mall is FBL, fulfillment by Lazada.
Okay.
So this is the reason why I'm talking to many brand owners. They want to come to in Singapore, and I use the last mall model. It really works for them, and they love it, right? Because the Lazada can ship Southeast Asia within 2 days or 3 days. So these brand owners from other countries, they want to start their footprint in Southeast Asia. They like this last mall model. So I'm working with them for this model.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're like a distributor for their
Yes.
products.
Yes. Correct.
Okay. Awesome. So, and then you're also sourcing from different countries, right? You mentioned China, India,
Yeah.
Korea. So, what do you think are some of the differences that you see sourcing from, China and the other markets?
China, I started with China because all the mentors normally they teach start from Alibaba.com. So I also follow the same. I found quite easy. Then after some time also it's a risk because they can copy and they can sell you. They know where you're selling because they know Amazon business very well. And the good part thing from China is they know everything about Amazon. So your part is very less. You just tell what you want, they can do the rest, right? Then I move to India for some of the product like eco-friendly products, and they at the time they don't know about anything about Amazon. Even the shipping, I had some issues, and Seer was helping me in that one. So
Hmm.
this is a thing. You go to other countries, you have to make sure that they know about Amazon. The shipping to Amazon is not like a traditional shipping, right? Because Amazon is a virtual consignee, and they don't give you the tax ID, importer of record, all these things very important. So all these things I learn now. So without import record, you cannot import any goods into any countries. But not sure how many sellers know about it. Maybe the big sellers know, but the newbies maybe don't know. So the most of the if your forwarder don't use their IOR, your goods will stuck in the customs. Then that's a big issue. So these are the thing I go to other countries I'm facing, but after I talking to them, explaining them, they okay too. Because if you import somebody's goods into the country by using your name, you're taking risk, right? Because you don't know what
Yeah.
is actually inside, right?
Hmm.
So this way, but Chinese they know, right? So the shipping they know, but other countries they know. So this is something you need to work it with the forwarder, and that's why they help. For my Amazon Japan, now I found few suppliers in Japan itself, so that makes me more easier. But they don't know anything about Amazon. But I'm the Japan guy, Mr. Nick, is helping me on that one.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he has a warehouse. He do the prep center. So I'm working with him now. So I sourcing from Japan. I'm selling in Japan. So my for shipping cost is zero almost.
Okay.
Yeah, and the time is very fast,
Mm-hmm.
and I can say this is made in Japan. Right? So that's one of the selling point for me. Yeah.
Right. Have you also considered selling on Amazon India?
Amazon India, not at the moment, because I'm too much. I'm spreading my hands everywhere. So 2020, my focus is to stabilize this one and focus what I'm doing now.
Okay. Yeah, because Amazon India is also a very fast growing market, and it's one of the
Yeah,
fastest Amazon marketplaces. And of course, in India, there's a growing middle class, and
yeah,
mobile commerce is growing very fast there, especially
yeah,
in second tier cities. Of course, it's a very price sensitive market, so
yeah. And
you have to be
also,
very cautious.
I heard that a lot of returns are there, and the return rate is very high in India.
Yeah, yeah,
And
return rate is high.
they buy, for example, you sell something, they buy and use for 20 days, they return after that, and it's so it's okay to take the challenges, but not now. Maybe 2021, maybe.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Okay, so have you do you like visit any of your factories, when you're sourcing from China or India, or have you visited any factories at all? And do you think that's important?
After I experienced 1 year plus, and yes, visiting the factory is very, very important. But I so far I never visited any factories.
Hmm.
Because China, they told me that you can see today factory A, tomorrow the same factory can show you factory B, kind of thing. A lot of stories are coming, but I'm planning to visit in China next year. But India supplier, I met them in the fair,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like a family business. So they brought me into their dinner and everything. So there was some bonding was there, so it works well so far. But
Mm-hmm.
factory, I don't have time because they actually invited me to visit the factory in Kolkata.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't have time. I need to return to Singapore, so maybe next time I'll visit. But so far, I visited. But visiting a factory is give you the good understanding of your supplier and how they're doing. And for example, any food related products, and hygienic is very important. What the certifications or the safety wise, everything you can see it by yourself. Yeah.
Right. So, what has your experience been sourcing from India? Have there been any issues like quality or pricing or delivery lead times? Like, what are the challenges you faced sourcing from India?
Quality is, I get the samples and I visited them. I negotiate the, we define everything, the specification, right? So we write everything in the paper and we agree. Quality was really good. And even
Okay.
now, all my customers' feedback is 5-star rating in Amazon,
Mm.
both in US and Canada, all 5 stars so far. So quality really, really good. But the price a little bit higher
Mm-hmm.
because they're looking for one-time business. They're not thinking of the long term. But that one we can change. We work with them and set your forecast, and because they don't see what you're doing and how much money you're making, what is the potential, right? They don't see all these things, right? So we have to show to them this is what the demand is there, and this is how you approach your business strategy.
Mm-hmm.
So try to convince them, then the price will definitely come down. And the shipping, yes, not every forwarder or every seller in India know about shipping to Amazon. That one part, anybody sourcing from India or other countries have to be careful.
Yeah. So, are any suppliers in India, have you seen them offering door to door shipment like DDP, like they
Uh,
do in China?
yeah, they do it because on Amazon we have to do DDP, right? Because we don't
Mm.
have any importer record, so we have to do DDP. And some of the suppliers, they won't use their own forwarder and they offer DDP, but the price a bit higher because they do some markup here and there. And but now I did some few shipment through Samixa from CR.
Mm-hmm.
They quite reasonable price and it's very seamless process. So yeah, so I have now a logistic partner in India. CR is my one of my logistic partner.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
I've heard really good feedback about Samiksha. So, in case
yeah,
anyone is sourcing from India and they're looking for a logistics partner, we definitely recommend Sea Air. Okay, and then so in your experience, what is the importance of networking and meeting other sellers? And I know that you attend a lot of meetups in Singapore and a lot of events, like you're everywhere. So how have you benefited from attending events and networking with other sellers?
yeah. Because we are selling online means we are talking to machines, right? Most of the time, and
Yeah.
so I like to meet people, talk to people, and spend time with them and understand each other. So I like to mingle with the people. So that's why I don't miss anything happen in Singapore. So I don't need to pay anything much.
Mm,
It's cheaper for networking, so I don't miss any event because we never know where the opportunities come from.
right.
Correct. So open up your door because you are in the business and don't sit at home all the time. Go outside and look for opportunities, talk to people, and see what they're doing, kind of thing. So networking is very important to develop my skills because I don't know everything, and
Mm,
so what I know, I can share with others, and also I gain from others. So two-way
mm,
sharing, and also other thing is latest updates, right? We Yeah, you can sit down and Google it, you can find out, but people's sources informations are coming from different sources. So when you go to this kind of networking and information sharing is really good, so they can share with the latest update. Hey, this is coming. Even Lazada, there are every month they have the monthly seller meeting.
okay.
I never miss that because they share, the CEO come down and share what is coming next, so you can talk directly to the CEO. And yeah, so I don't miss most of the time.
Mm,
Yeah.
okay. That's interesting. So, what advice do you have for people who are just starting out or thinking about starting an e-commerce business?
A lot of advice. Yeah, so my password is like engage your mind before engage your hands.
Hmm.
So this is even my I was working in the last my company. I use this, always remember this one: engage your mind before engage your hands, right? So everything what you do, you put in mind, put in the paper. Everything is a plan before you go and actually do it, right? So the planning part is very very important, right? So whatever you do, okay, take the idea, and you can, even now I learn how to do the business canvas.
Hmm.
For any business, I can write myself. I also teaching from few others in Singapore. So that is very important, right? Why you selling? Why I want to buy from your product? Then many sellers don't have any answer for that one. Then there's a problem, right? So we need to go around it and make it, find some answer for that one, and we need to find our unique selling point, right?
Hmm.
And because we need to tell our customer why you should buy from me. If not customer, they don't buy from you because there are a lot of opportunities nowadays in the online, and every day new sellers coming in. So you need to be stand out from the competition, right? So that is important. And when now other approach is always you finding product. Don't find the product, right? Find Tim Jordan tells that find the keywords, right? So
Yeah.
my way of doing other than that is look for the problems that we are facing everyday life.
Hmm.
Look around, look for the problems, right? And everyday life, you even you commute and crowd, find a lot of problems around us. So list out all these problems and see whether you can do anything about it.
Hmm.
So always try to solve the problem for others, and don't sell your products, solve the problems first.
Hmm.
And be dedicate and take it very serious. People, some think that Amazon is just easy, anybody can do it. Yes, it can be easy, but it can be tough also. So take it very serious, plan ahead, plan properly, and get complete picture before you jump into that one. And don't try to copy others ideas, and because sometimes people share for to help and quickly go and copy. So follow some ethics and set by you. You respect yourself, you respect others. And last but not least, give back to society.
Hmm.
Yeah, that is very important, right? Knowledge is not for you, knowledge is for you to give back. So that is my one thing. And I'm tied up with many uh, NGOs in Singapore, and
Hmm.
in Malaysia, I'm tied up with. I'm helping them to sell their products, and but that not suits for Amazon. Actually, initially I was thought I'm launching Amazon, but it's all the handmade products, and it's not very unique, and they cannot make every 10 pieces look similar. So that's the challenge they have.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm promoting in Singapore. Within Singapore, it so far goes well, and they are happy. Even some handicapped people, they have the association in Singapore, and they make the cards and keychains. I'm promoting them for them. So I'm like working as ambassador for them. This is how I give back to society, helping them and also helping others.
Okay, that's really
Yeah.
nice. That's really nice. So, if someone's just starting out, what would you say is the investment that is required to, start this business, or do you have any, you know, approximate ballpark figure?
Yeah, this one actually, we need to ask ourselves what I want to achieve from business. For
Mm.
example, every month I want to expect 5,000 US dollar revenue. Then you break down into 30 days, each day how many sales you should have. Uh, so again, break down how many sales you have to do per day. Then that gives you the unit price of the each product, right? Then see whether this and based on the demand you can plan for 1 quarter 3 months inventory, then see whether it fits into the budget or not.
Okay.
And if you have, then Kevin's method is divided by 2.5, so don't spend all the money in the inventory, keep some for cash flow.
Mm-hmm.
All this thing is not, there is no one word answer or straight formula, but this, and you need to put so many numbers to get it done. So we can adjust here and there to suits individual.
Mm.
But roughly, I think about 5K to 10K, you can able to start it. Yeah.
Okay, great, awesome. Okay, thank you so much, Raj, for sharing all of your experiences and your knowledge, your expertise with everyone. I'm sure people will find it very useful. So, everyone listening, if you want to attend meetups in Singapore, we organize meetups quite often. So, you can join us on meetup.com. Just search for the Asian Seller. We also have a Facebook group. It's called the Asian Seller again. We also have a group on Telegram. Search for the Asian Seller. Join all of our groups there to stay up to date on all of the events and meetups that we are hosting in Singapore. And if you are looking for a course, I would recommend Jason Tay's course. You can head over to jasontayonline.com, and he has a 2-day course. And after the course, he also offers one-on-one sessions with attendees. So I think that's very useful. If you send him an email, and if you mention the Asian Seller, you will get one extra session after the course, one extra one-on-one session after the course. So yeah, Raj, thank you so much for your time, and I hope to see you soon in one of the meetups in Singapore.
Yeah, thanks, Mela, for the opportunity, for sharing my lessons learned and the news. Let's hope it helps for the others people. Yeah, thank you very
It
much.
will. It will. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank
Bye.
you.